So today is March 29th, 2025. Yesterday we were talking about knowledge, how knowledge occurs in the practice. The first Namarupa Paricheda Jnana, the knowledge of discriminating mind and matter, occurs. And then Paccaya Parikaha Jnana, the knowledge of conditionality, arises. And when we keep on observing objects with full effort and aiming, mindfulness and concentration grows stronger and stronger, then we come to see the occurrence of objects, occurrence of mind and body, mental and physical phenomena, and its presence, and then disappearance. So seeing that arising and passing away of mental and physical phenomena, that means the knowledge of comprehension arises. When we see that appearance and disappearance of phenomena, somehow we reflect on that, all mental and physical phenomena are impermanent. And they are unsatisfactory because oppressed by the constant arising and passing away. And they are not self. They are happening there in own accord. So that knowledge is the knowledge of comprehension, sammasana jnana. And then when sammasana jnana matures, then there arises udayabhaya jnana. Udayabhaya jnana is knowledge of arising and passing away. So when this sammasana jnana matures, and we are continuously observing the physical and mental phenomena, so the mindfulness and concentration even becomes stronger and stronger. So whatever the objects we observe, we see them, it disappears right after having arisen. So it disappears immediately after arisen, means it just appears and disappears very quickly. The fast arising and passing away. So that way, that is the knowledge of Udayabhaya Jnana. The immediate disappearance after arising. So very quickly it arises and passes away. And that knowledge is Udayabhaya Jnana. So when we are observing the objects, sometimes how we feel that the objects just appears suddenly. It appears suddenly before it is not there. Before that object is not there, but it appears suddenly, like it is emerging from somewhere. And it disappears immediately. So the example is given like when there is rain, the raindrops fall on the water in the pond, and it breaks there, it dissolves there very quickly. Every raindrops, when it falls on the water, then it dissolves there. So whatever it occurs, it is not there before, now it arises, and right after arising, it disappears. So that way we come to see that is knowledge of Udyabhaya Jnana. It is like just lightning in the sky. When there is lightning in the sky, especially at the night time, the lightning, it appears just for a very short movement. So it is very fast. In the same way, when we observe the objects, we see that those objects, they appears and immediately disappears. So knowledge of arising and passing away, Udyabhaya Jnana. And we see the beginning and end. At the stage of Samassana Jnana, we see the beginning, the appearance, and also we see the middle part, the presence of the object, and later the end of the object. But when the knowledge of Udyabhaya Jnana occurs, we see the beginning and the ending, means just appearing and disappearing, not the middle part, because it's very fast. So that knowledge is Udyabhaya Jnana. That's the big difference. We see the impermanence, but at the stage of Samassana Jnana, that seeing the impermanence is not very refined one. Yeah, not very refined one. But at the Udyabhaya Jnana, it's very refined, means it's very fast. It just appears and disappears. So at the stage of Udyabhaya Jnana, when we observe the objects, we also see that the rising movement and the falling movement are two different objects. They are not one different object. It is not necessary that when it rises and the rising ends, at that very spot the falling should appears. It is not necessary that. The rising may end in one location, but the falling may start from another location. So we can differentiate rising and falling movement very clearly. They are not connected. Sometimes at the beginning we feel that rising and falling movement are connected. Yeah, it rises and then it falls. It rises and then it falls. So we feel like that. But when we come to see the arising and passing away of those objects, sometimes it is very clear that the rising and falling movement are two different things. They are not one. Also, the sitting is sitting different, touching is different. So whatever objects we observe, they are quite clear to us, very distinct to us. There is no mix up anything. They are very separate objects. We come to see that. And this Udyabhaya Jnana, also of the two types, the first one is Taruna Udyabhaya Jnana in Pali, that is, you can say, immature Udyabhaya Jnana. Means this is not very strong yet. Yeah, you can say weak, immature Udyabhaya Jnana, Taruna Udyabhaya Jnana. And the second one is Balawa Udyabhaya Jnana, that is mature or strong Udyabhaya Jnana. So when the immature Udyabhaya Jnana, at the stage of immature Udyabhaya Jnana, there can arise 10 kinds of dhammas. And these 10 kinds of dhammas are called the impurities of vipassana. The 10 kinds of dhammas can occur at the stage of immature Udayabaya Jnana. And those 10 kinds of dhammas are called impurities of vipassana. In Pali, vipassana upakilesa. Vipassana upakilesa is impurities of vipassana. Why they are called impurities of vipassana? Because when those dhammas appear, then the yogi could be attached to it. The yogi may take delight on it, enjoy it. So when yogi enjoyed those dhammas, then he will not be go further. He will stop there. So therefore they are called impurities of vipassana. And the first one is obhasa. The obhasa is light. Yeah, light here, when in the practice and when one is at the stage of this arising knowledge of arising and passing away, at that time, sometimes a yogi sees some light, a bright light. Sometimes not very bright, a small light, but sometimes very bright light. And sometimes it's just like a flashlight, torchlight, but sometimes it is too bright. And sometimes this light just appears right in front of a yogi, but sometimes it's not in front, but from the back, or sometimes from the top, or from the below, the light appears. And sometimes that light just appears around the yogi's sitting area. But sometimes a yogi feels that the whole room is very bright. Though all the lights off, but sometimes a yogi feels that so bright, the whole room is very bright. So light could appear at that time. And this light appears not because of concentration. In the lower knowledge, at the stage of lower knowledge also, sometimes a yogi can see some light. But that light appears because of concentration. Now at this stage of Udayabaya Jnana, the light that appears is not because of concentration, it is because of Vipassana Jnana, because of insight knowledge. So the yogi could see that light. And when a yogi sees that light, sometimes he may think that, oh, it's so good. My practice is very good. Or sometimes he even think that I'm in the very highest stage of the knowledge. So yogi may enjoy that light, and he forgot to observe the objects arising at that very moment. He forgot to observe that light also. So at that time, this light become a hindrance for him. Therefore, if a yogi sees that light, he has to note it immediately as either light or either seeing. Immediately he has to note it. And another dhamma that could arise at the stage of Udayabaya Jnana, that is Jnana wisdom. So Jnana wisdom here means now at this stage, a yogi is able to see every arising movements in very clear-cut manner, in very distinct manner. A yogi can see the objects, the natures of the objects very clearly, very, very clearly and distinctly. The yogi is able to see, able to discriminate everything. So that is the knowledge. The yogi can see its appearance and disappearance also very clearly. And this knowing happens by itself. The yogi doesn't need to do anything to have this, anything to do to see that objects clearly. It happens automatically. So that is the jnana. That means the yogi's now knowledge now becomes very sharp, very sharp. So at that time also sometimes yogi may think that, oh, I have already attained the highest knowledge. So if he think that is highest knowledge, then he would be very satisfied with his practice and he may stop his practice because he already attained. So he may think that way. Therefore, sometimes this knowledge, jnana, becomes hindrance. It becomes impurity for the vipassana, further vipassana practice. So another dhamma that could arise at the stage of this immature arising and passing knowledge of immature knowledge of arising and passing away, piti, rapture, joy. And this piti, rapture, is of 5 kinds. The first one is the kuddhika piti. It is the very small, very minor piti. Very small piti, very minor piti, minor rapture. Sometimes a yogi feels goosebumps all over the body, goosebumps. And sometimes a yogi may feel some, the muscles in the body shaken, vibrates. Yeah, that type of piti is minor piti. Sometimes for no reason the tears come down, tears rolling down. Yeah, and sometimes this type of goosebumps, the muscles vibrations, this appears for very short moment, just for one moment, and it disappears. It doesn't occurs for a long time. So that type of piti is minor rapture. In Pali, kuddhika piti. Yeah. And the second one is khanika piti. We can say the momentary rapture. This piti, the goosebumps, sometimes it occurs for quite some time, not for just one moment, but it occurs for a few moments continuously. That type, sometimes it appears again and again. So that type of rapture is called khanika piti, is a momentary rapture. And another type of rapture is showering rapture. We can say is okantika piti. So when this type of rapture arises, a yogi feels that the whole body is covered by something. Yogi may feel that the whole body is covered by something. And very good, very calm, very good feeling. And sometimes that piti is spreads all over the body. It spreads all over the body. And this type of piti sometimes the feeling like when you are in the seashore and when there's a big waves, sea waves occurs and you have some feeling. So that type of feeling is Okantika piti. And the type of feeling that sometimes it another feeling, how you say, in hot season, yeah, in very hot season, outside very, very hot, when you enter into the room where there is air condition, yeah, the cool room, you feel very good, very comfortable. So that type of feeling, that is Okantika piti. And another piti is Ubbega piti. Ubbega piti is uplifting rapture. So when this type of piti arises, this type of rapture arises, sometimes we feel that, how to say, we are lifted up. Though we are sitting on the floor, but we feel that we are lifted up and our body does not touch the floor. So, and sometimes we feel very light, very good, very light. And when because this piti is very strong, this type of rapture is very strong, sometimes we feel that we are on the air, we are floating on the air. And sometimes we could, because it's the uplifting piti, so it lifts up from one place to another place also. So there is a story that there was a lady and who is pregnant. So his parents asked her to stay at the home. And her parents asked her to stay at the home, and her parents are going to the festival. In the top of the hill, there is a pagoda, and on that pagoda there is a festival. So this lady staying at the home, seeing in the mountain, the pagoda, she feels very happy. She has a very strong saddha. She feels very happy. And because of that, the piti arose. And that piti took her to that pagoda on the top of the hill. So she arrived there before her parents arrived. So that type of piti is uplifting piti, uplifting rapture. And when we do meditation also, when we are at this stage, the knowledge of this immature arising and passing away, sometimes we can also feel that though we are sitting in the cushion, sometimes we feel that our body does not touch the cushion. We are in the air, does not touching the cushion. When we do walking meditation, sometimes we may feel that the leg does not touch the ground. The legs, we are walking on the air, in the air, not touching floor. So that is the uplifting piti. Sometimes we feel that. And another one is Parana piti. Parana piti, it permeates in the entire body. And this is also the very strong piti, strong rapture. And when this piti occurs, we feel very good, very good. no discomfort at all. We feel very, very good, no discomfort at all. That type of piti is called Parana piti. And sometimes the feeling is so good in the entire body, there is no discomfort. When doing sitting meditation, sometimes we don't want to open our eyes. We don't want to get up from that sitting meditation because we feel very good, very calm, very good. So no discomfort at all, and we don't want to open eyes, we don't want to get up because of that Pharana piti. So this type of piti sometimes arises when we are at the stage of Uddiyabaya Jnana. And when this piti arises, what we do is we are very happy to have that piti because so comfortable. Before we have so many discomfort, so many unpleasant feelings we are facing in every sitting. At the stage of Samasana Jnana, the knowledge of comprehension, sometimes we feel very strong pain all of a sudden. Sometimes we feel our body is so heavy, so hard. But at the stage of Uddiyabaya Jnana, now we have so much pleasant feelings. We feel very good, very comfortable. Then we attach to it. And we forgot to note that. We forgot to observe that piti. And then this piti, this kind of rapture, becomes impurities for vipassana practice. And another dhamma that could occur at the stage of Uddiyabaya Jnana is passaddhi. Passaddhi is tranquility. Yeah? Tranquility. And when at this stage, sometimes the mind and body, both mind and body are very tranquil, very calm, very serene. Just now we say that when in the hot season, when we enter into the room, the air condition, where there is air condition, we feel very soothing our body. So that type of soothing sensations, it is passaddhi. And we feel very comfortable at that time. We don't feel tired. We don't feel fatigue. And though there is a kind of tired or fatigue feeling, it disappeared immediately. And sometimes the whole body is very, very light, very, very swift, and there is no heaviness at all. The body becomes very light, no heaviness at all. And the noting of those, noting of the objects occurring at that moment, yeah, our noting, our observation also becomes very swift, very light. We can note whatever occurring at that moment. So the noting also becomes very swift, very light, and if there is some wandering or thinking occurs, we can note it immediately, this wandering mind and thinking mind, because the noting becomes very swift. And while we walk also, we don't feel our legs. There is no legs, but still walking in the air, very light. And sometimes in every posture, whether we are sitting, whether we are walking or lying down or standing, in every posture we feel very, very light. There is no heavy feeling. So body seems like weightless, no weight in the body. So light and also very soft. Sometimes we feel very soft, very gentle. There is no roughness. There is no roughness, no rigidity in the body. The body is very soft, very gentle, and also very smooth. No roughness, very, very smooth. And when walking, like walking in the air, no roughness, no heaviness. So the feeling is very good. The feeling is very good, and we can note the objects that we want to note. So we can keep our mind on that object that we want to keep. So, and the feeling of calmness is also very present, very calm, and the mind and the body, both, we feel very flexible mind and body, and we feel we are very, very healthy, no discomfort at all. We feel very healthy. We can note whatever is there because the mind and body both are very flexible. We can do whatever we want. Sitting for 1 hour, 2 hours, or sometimes 3 hours also, no problem at all. Yeah, without changing posture, without moving the body, we can sit for 1 hour, 2 hours very easily, very comfortably. No need to change the posture. No need to even move a little bit of the body. We don't need to move because very comfortable feeling, very pleasant feeling occurring at that time. And also, we don't feel any weakness in the body. We feel very strong also. We have strength. The mind is also very strong, and the body too. We have strength in the body and mind. We don't feel any weakness. And at that time, sometimes the noting becomes very, very continuous. Yeah, the mind, we don't need to put too much effort at that time. Before, we have to try very much to be able to note the objects. Now the notings, the observation becomes somehow automatic. It's noting, the noting mind noting the objects continuously without any missing. And at that time, our state of the mind becomes very, very straightforward, and honesty is there. Yeah, honesty means we don't hide our shortcomings. We don't hide our shortcomings. Honesty is there. The mind is very straightforward. We don't hide our mistakes. So this is also one of the Dhamma that could arise, that arises at the stage of Udyabaya Jnana, the knowledge of immature arising and passing away. And another Dhamma is Sukha, happiness. And this is again the very comfort feeling, happy and joy. There is no any kind of physical disease. Sometimes if we have some physical disease before, that disease may disappear at this stage. So we feel very comfortable. No misery at all. So that is sukha, happiness, because the mind and body is very happy, very good. And another one is adhimokkha. Adhimokkha is faith and confidence. Actually, this is sattva. But this is not just ordinary sattva. This is not just ordinary faith and confidence. It is adhimokkha. Adhimokkha means a decisive faith and confidence. Means one can decide, oh, this is the correct path. This is the correct path. One can decide that way. Before one has still some doubt whether this path is correct or not, whether this path really leads to the cessation of suffering or not. One may have some doubt. But when one reaches at this stage of Udyabhaya Jnana, that saddha, faith and confidence becomes very, very strong and firm. So he can decide that, okay, this is the correct path. And this path really leads to Nibbana. So because now he can decide that this is the correct path. So now, and he also having so much comfort, so much good feelings he is experiencing. So sometimes he wants to tell other people. He wants to encourage other people to practice. So sometimes doing sitting meditation, sometimes in his mind, he will be encouraging other people in sitting meditation. He will be sharing his knowledge with other people because of this adhimokkha. Because of adhimokkha. So he confirmed that this is correct path. So he already tasted the Dhamma, the taste of the Dhamma. He already experienced. So he wants other people also experience the taste of the Dhamma. That is why sometimes while doing sitting meditation, he will be he will be telling other people to come for the practice. So that is adhimokkha. Yeah. And another Dhamma is paggaha. And this paggaha is actually the effort energy, but this energy is not that type of energy that we have at the beginning of the practice. At the beginning, we have to put a lot of effort to be able to note every arising objects. We have to push ourselves to observe the objects. And sometimes that effort is too excessive, too much, and sometimes the effort is not enough, so we miss many objects. So at the beginning, the effort is not balanced. But now, at this stage, the effort becomes paggaha, balanced effort. We don't need to exert effort like at the beginning of sitting. The effort becomes automatic. Automatically, we are exerting effort, and that effort is also not too much, not too less. Whatever objects are there, we can note those objects very easily. So that type of effort here is paggaha, balanced energy, balanced effort. So their yogi may feel that the noting is now automatic. The noting mind is just observing the objects one after another. No need to push oneself to note the objects. And another Dhamma is Upathana. Upathana is actually it is a mindfulness. Upathana is mindfulness, But this mindfulness is, we can say, the effortless mindfulness. And when this upatthana mindfulness arises, we feel that the noting mind just note the objects. And the noting mind is somehow rushing towards the objects. We feel that. Yeah, the noting mind just note the objects, even a very minute objects. A yogi can note them. A very small, very tiny objects, the yogi can note them very easily and very clearly also. Though the object is very, very small, very, very subtle, but no problem. The yogi can observe them very distinctly, very clearly, because the mindfulness becomes very, very good. And in noting the objects, a yogi note one object and that object disappeared, there is already another object ready for her. Yogi does not need to think which object should I note now. Yeah, the yogi does not need to look for the object. The object is already there. So just the noting mind keep on noting objects one after another. Don't need to look for the object. Don't need to think which object should I note now because this object disappeared now. Which object should I know? The yogi doesn't need to think that way. The noting is just automatic, and the object is already there. So that type of mindfulness is upatthana, means the mindfulness is getting very, very good. And another dhamma is upekkha. Yeah, upekkha is equanimity. So here again, the yogi can note the objects one after another automatically. The noting mind just falls on the objects one after another continuously. Here again, the yogi does not need to look for the object and no need to put effort, too much effort. Everything just becomes like an automatic. And yogi is sitting there and just watching it, just observing that, just watching, looking on that, those, you are sitting on the sofa and just watching the TV. No need to put any effort. And you see the things very clearly. So that way, the upekkha equanimity, the balance, everything is in balance. So that occurs. And the last one is nikkanti. Nikkanti is attachment. Nikkanti is attachment. When the first nine are actually, they are the good qualities, very good qualities. But when they arise, if we forgot to note as soon as they arise, and if we are enjoying them, then the last one, the number 10, nikkanti, it occurs. And this nikkanti is the unwholesome state. Yeah, because it is attachment, enjoying the good dhammas, enjoying the good state of mind and body, good feelings. The mind delights on those feelings. So we attach to it. That attachment is nikkanti, and this is the unwholesome dhamma. The first 9 are actually not unwholesome. They are good. But the last one is unwholesome. So whenever this type of the dhammas, they arise in the practice, then we have to note them immediately. We have to note them immediately. We don't have a time to think about them. We don't have a time to enjoy them. Yeah. If we are enjoying them, then it takes a long time to reach the goal. So we should not enjoy them, although they are very enjoyable one, they are very good feelings. We just have to note it immediately as it is. And when we are able to note all those dhammas, all the mental and physical phenomena occurring at that very moment, one after another, then our mindfulness and concentration becomes even stronger. And now we come to see the very fast arising and passing away nature of the objects. It's just like a fleeting, very fast, very quick. So at that time, we don't feel sometimes these types of feelings because everything is appearing and disappearing in very, very quick manner. So that knowledge is called Balawa Udayabaya Jnana, means the knowledge of strong or mature arising and passing away. Balawa Udayabaya Jnana. So we don't feel that type of comfort feeling very much because everything is very fast. Everything is very fast, just appears and disappears in very, very quick manner. So when the objects, they appear and disappear very in very quick manner, at that time, if we try to note all of them with leveling, then it makes us be tired. It makes us be tired, and sometimes we don't know what to do, and sometimes there might be some worry. So when the objects becomes very, very fast, at that time, sometimes we just need to pay close attention to it. We just try to watch it closely, watch it carefully, dropping the leveling. So this is the knowledge of Udayabaya Jnana. And when this Udayabaya Jnana, the knowledge of arising and passing away, matures, then there arises other higher insight knowledges, like one now sees sometimes only the dissolution of objects, not the appearance, not the arising movement. One will see only the dissolution, means everything they just dissolve. Yeah, everything dissolves. The object also dissolves, the noting mind also dissolves. And that way, the Vipassana insight knowledge, it develops one after another. And when the insight knowledge matured, then there arises path and fruition knowledge. And through path and fruition knowledge, we realize Nibbana, the cessation of all the sufferings. So to reach that stage, now we are practicing Satipatthana Vipassana meditation in this retreat already for 1 month, and tomorrow is the very last day of this retreat. So after going back home also, please try to continue practice as much as you can so that you have some momentum. You will still have some momentum for the next retreat. That is also very necessary, actually. Because everything is the cause and effect. So the daily practice, it supports the next one. The conditions, it is the condition for the next, and that also condition for the next. That's why the daily meditation is very essential until the next retreat. So may you all be able to walk on this Satipatthana path until you reach your own goal. That's all for today.